Today I fucked up by walking in on my daughter and her gay friend. Okay, so my daughter has this one guy friend since 6th grade, who has always been coming over to our place. I think in 9th grade she told us that he's gay. Honestly never got the impression that he was. I mean, sometimes you can absolutely tell when a guy is gay without even really knowing him. Anyways, we went to a little trip in the forest. Usually when we go on such trips, my daughter takes one of her good friends with her. This time she wanted her guy friend to come with us. We had a great time in the forest and had planned to sleep over at a hostel. My wife and I slept in one room and my daughter and her friend slept in different rooms. I was ready to go to bed when my daughter asked if she was allowed to go out with her friend a little and just walk around in the area. It was already late, but I said yes. I actually wanted to stay awake and wait for them to come back, but unfortunately I fell asleep. I woke up at 1 AM and wanted to check if they had returned safely. So I knocked on my daughter's door, no response. I opened the door, she wasn't in her room and I started to panic. I immediately went to her friend's room, knocked and there was also no response, so I walked in. The room is kind of separated, so when you come in you don't immediately see the bed or anything. It's like a little hallway. So at this point I could already hear noises, not necessarily moaning but yeah, noises. And I don't know why, but my mind couldn't process this and I just went in further. I was standing there, it was dark so I didn't see them, naked. I kinda had a WTF moment and said, what are you guys doing? Really didn't mean to say that. My daughter screamed that I should get out, and I said I thought he's gay, and just walked away. This morning I woke up and both of them had gone home. I guess that means more quality time with my wife. Too long didn't read. Daughter always said her guy friend is gay, but I caught them doing the nasty while we were on a trip, and they both went home. For those of you wondering, my daughter is 17 and her friend is 18. Edit, I just took a nap, and woke up to 19,000 upvotes and so many comments, like I was wondering why is my phone vibrating so much. Anyways, I'm still at the hostel with my wife. I was on the phone with my daughter, and she told me that he isn't gay. Y'all, and guess what? They have been dating for 2 damn years. In September is their 2 years anniversary, so 1 year and 10 months if you do the maths. 2 years ago my daughter was in 9th grade, and that's when she told us he's gay. Everything makes sense now. But think about it, they hid it for 2 goddamn years. Edit 2, a lot of y'all have been asking why my daughter was hiding the fact that they were dating. She told me that she didn't think the relationship is going to last this long, and since the guy is sort of a family friend, they would have ruined it if they would have broken up in a matter of a few weeks, but told us about the relationship, because then it would be awkward for him to come over. 6 months in, they actually wanted to tell us, but it was always the excuse, yeah, we're going to tell them next dinner. My daughter actually pointed out all the hints they made, for us to figure it out on our own. I missed all lol. And her saying that he's gay, well, you guys know why. She felt like there had been too much lying involved to tell us, so yeah. Edit, okay, that's the last edit. I need to go to work. But the reason why I'm not mad at her is, just think about it, we've all been teenagers at some point and did at least some sort of sneaky thing. I met my wife when I was 15, and my wife lied about going to a girl's sleepover, but she always slept over at my place. So yeah, that's our daughter, she took our sneaky genes. Lol, the ooh was hilarious. Lamau, the words you, what are you guys doing? Coming out of the darkness. I would have been cracking up so bad. Ha 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 ha. Ew, what are you guys doing? Love half asleep brain moments. I hope you guys get a lot of laughs about that over the years. He is bad at being gay. I love how you said I thought he was gay before leaving. That might be the most boner killing or enhancing statement anyone could make mid-coit. Today I fucked up, replaced my toilet, figured out why my ass was never clean. Just happened. So yes, today. But not so sure it's a FU. Maybe realization that I've been fuping for like 4 years. So bit of context. I'm a bit of a bigger guy. 6'2" and a fairly huge ass. We moved into our new house 4 years ago and the place has these teeny little doll toilets. They are usable but you have to sit with your knees around your ears. Maybe the place used to be owned by hobbits or something? For the last 4 years every time I take a shit it turns into a crayon experience. You know. You wipe and wipe and wipe and every time the TP comes out with a brown streak like you are wiping the end of a crayon. When I think I've finally got things clean I head out for a walk. Half a block later I've got this burning down there and a sticky feeling, and when I get home sure enough a chunk of shit has worked its way down into my ass crack and made a sticky mess between my cheeks and maybe into my underwear. Did I mention this has been going on for 4 years? Several times I've thought of seeing a doctor and maybe it's some kind of colon cancer or who knows what. Like not enough to really do anything about it, but a worry nonetheless. So a week or 2 back our toilet started doing a little mini flush every few hours. Annoying. The valve inside it was leaking. Some investigation and it turns out this little doll toilet has a strange flush by wire sort of thing and a complicated 2-stage flusher. Home Depot has a replacement but it's $81. And I hate this thing anyway. So rather than pour good money after bad I headed over to Costco and pick up a new toilet. Changing that toilet on my own was a real challenge. Those things are heavy. I got very sweaty, took off my shirt, hauled the old one out to the garage, got the old icky brown wax ring all over my hands and headed back towards the house. Meanwhile the nice young Christian lady next door pulled up and said hey. Being super sweaty, no shirt, puffing like a hog, I held up a brown apparently shit-covered hand and said I've got some toilet issues. She looked horrified and quickly closed her garage door. FML. Today the toilet is installed and I decided to christen it with an inaugural shit. Life-changing. I finally discovered my 4 years of FU. With my knees down at the normal position and the bowl much larger it can now accommodate my entire ass. The shit came flinging out like it should. Edit for clarity. The old tiny hobbit bowl toilet was apparently squeezing my ass cheeks together preventing a full release of my poo, thus the crayon effect. Better still, the larger bowl can now accommodate not only my gigantic ass but also my hand can now reach all the way up into my ass crack. I can finally properly clean my poo hole. Couple swipes and no more crayon. I'm clean. I almost felt like running next door to tell the neighbor about my triumph, but yeah. Think I've freaked her out enough for 1 week. Edit. Well, this sure blew up beyond all measure. Thanks for the over 10k upvotes, and counting. The helpful and wholesome awards made me laugh, but thanks so much for all your kind awards. Many helpful hints on how to sit on a toilet, how to spread ass cheeks and all the rest. Much appreciated. I will also strongly consider your suggestions for a bidet. I've always thought they were sort of gross. But reading over what I just posted, yeah, not so gross. Even the negative comments made me laugh. Thanks all. You guys are hilariously the best. Too long didn't read. I spent 4 years shitting in a toilet that was made for hobbits. I always spread my cheeks so when I sit down they stay wide open. No skid marks in almost 4 decades. Edit. Didn't think I'd have to point this out to so many people, but do no rip your asshole apart. Just a simple cheek spread to clear room for a clean turd passage is all you need. Moving your ass cheeks a couple inches apart will not cause hemorrhoids or anal bleeding. Jesus fucking Christ, people. So what I'm reading is that you essentially shit your pants every day for 4 years because you couldn't wipe your ass right. Just casually thought it was colon cancer and kept it moving. Lamau. Pro tip: toilets naturally spread you cheeks, but if your ass is too fat you can give it a little pre-spread and that'll do it most times. What if your ass is too small and you sink in the hole? So did you never shit in a different toilet for 4 years? Like you didn't notice it was better at work or someone else's house or a hotel or a restaurant or a rest stop or etc. Edit. I sure am learning how much shy poopers love telling everyone they're shy poopers. Deleted. Looks horrified and quickly closes garage door. I was howling laughing when I read this. All I can picture is a guy looking like Wreck-It Ralph, shirtless, hands covered in brown stuff, while this poor woman is thinking, why did I move here? Today I fucked up by accidentally posting my nudes on my Snap story for 8 hours instead of sending them to my husband. So apparently I'm a genuine idiot. My husband and I sometimes send flirty pics back and forth when we haven't gotten to spend much time together because of busy schedules. Last night I was having some drinks while he was at work, but safe to say I was drunk. I took a few photos and went to send them to him. Well, to what I thought was him, but accidentally pressed the button for my Snap story in my drunken haze. I didn't realize, went to sleep, and woke up to the tragedy. Friends, family, co-workers, people from high school, etc. It's like F-King D-Day. They all had access to my full frontal nudity and vagina on display just right up there for 8 damn hours overnight. I couldn't even bear to look at who all saw it. Excuse me while I go die. I'm just deleting that app from hell and then going to change my name, cut my hair and abandon my life. BRB. I don't know how I'm going to recover from the embarrassment. I'm just going to go dark for a few months. Too long didn't read. I was drunk and stupid. Went to send flirty nude pics to my husband but accidentally pressed my story. Went to sleep, woke up to seeing what I had done 8 hours later. Friends, family, co-workers, people from high school, etc., are all on the account. I'm going to change my name and move to recover from the embarrassment. My wife and I have a couples app that can only send messages between the two of us. No more telling my boss that I love him. Between the two of us and the couples app. So my dad, divorced from my mom since 1974, got on Facebook maybe 10 years ago, give or take. And like a lot of boomers, he had some trouble figuring out how to use it. Example of boomer Facebook problems: my girlfriend's dad didn't know the status box wasn't a search bar, so for a full weekend he just kept posting names of his ex-girlfriends he wanted to stalk. But I digress. Anyhow, my dad was posting pics and somewhere along the way I was going through them, as one does. As I do so, without warning, there's my dad's arsehole and ballsack in high def. Hair and all. He's bent way over and obviously getting some help with the photo. I wasn't quite sure how to deal with this but eventually decided a rip the band-aid off approach was best. But I wanted to give him at least a tiny way to save face, so instead of saying "Dad, your balls and asshole are posted on your Facebook profile. Maybe you could remove them before your granddaughters see them," I said. "Somebody's balls and asshole are posted on your Facebook profile." I was secretly hoping that somehow it would turn out to be not my dad's taint on my screen. Even though I knew better, I was hoping it was anyone's taint but his. My dad wrote back and said, "Huh, will you look at that? Good looking fella though, isn't he?" He didn't give a fuck. It's like he thought anyone who got a look at his 63-year-old balls was lucky. And so if there were ever any doubt in my mind that was my dad's balls and asshole, it's gone now. Edit. Oh, Jesus. This is on its way to being my most popular comment of all time. Sorry, Dad. I would just admit, oops. Meant to send those pics to my husband. Sorry, everyone who saw my recent snap. Let's never talk about this, okay? Had some friends who were in a relationship. They ended up accidentally posting a story of them finishing up the act. Video, both nude, man's dicks out. All 9 yards. It was a rough go. Everyone who saw it called them pretty quick but it was still an unfortunate occurrence. This man had 27 feet of dick. Holy fuck. When I was in high school we had a CVS that had a Subway shop inside. Girl in my grade worked there, and took a bunch of nude photos all around the Subway kitchen, posing on the prep tables etc. She then went to get the photos developed at the same CVS that the Subway where she worked was in. She got fired.